of YHWH, the rock and wonderful name of Yahweh, the rock and wonderful name of YHWH, the rock and wonderful name of Yahweh. He's still alive. Still alive, feel him in my hand, feel him in my feet, feel him all over me. Rock that wonderful name of Yahweh. Rock that wonderful name of YHWH. Rock that wonderful name of Yahweh. Hallelujah, 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 way. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So yeah.
Like Daniel and his family making out his sacred son, well, I can carry his family, bringing out his sacred son to be on this feast this day. So y'all from not even have spent this year.
So yeah.
They kept us, Abba Yahweh. Abba Yahweh, let's bow our heads and I pray. Abba Yahweh, let's pray. All the name of Abba Yahweh. So you put the best of on your son, YHWH, Abba Yahweh, we told you, Abba Yahweh, for the host of Yahweh, the prayer, food for us this season, Abba Yahweh, and let you let our bodies, Abba Yahweh. When you spend those that let fortune us to supply every need. Use your hand, Abba Yahweh, this season, Abba Yahweh, let us prove it let our bodies. In your precious son, YHWH, HaMashiach, you pray. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Gloria, Gloria. Hallelujah. Shalom.
YHWH. We do welcome you to our fellowship night on this eve of Shabbat as we prepare for services on tomorrow, and also as we prepare for Shavuot, Pentecost, as we have to remember that we have to bring our first fruits unto Yahweh because it belongs to Yahweh. Yahweh has given all for us, and his first fruit, his words, which has created all things. So we spend this evening, this eve, with fellowship, with great excitement, also with a wonderful dinner that the Hokim has prepared for us. So you will see how we do things as we fellowship, as we eat, as we converse one with another. It's an important thing that we must do. I know you hear that often here at YHWH, that we integrate ourselves as a family because we are one body. Even though we are individual persons, as to speak, but yet we are one in Yahshua HaMashiach because it is his dawn that has cleansed us from all of our sins. So we want to give Yahweh Todah for this opportunity that we can fellowship and truly ahava one another. Yahweh Barak, shalom, shalom.
my voice if it gets too long. I just want to read something from Torah, the wisdom of Yah, that speaks profoundly as to his person and what is pleasing unto him. And as we prepare ourselves for the Mu'at, these are not Mu'adim of mankind. These are the times that the Most High has ordained that he may interact with us. He may examine our minds and our person and to make sure that we are complicit as to what Torah commands us, that we fulfill everything in Torah. And there is only one way that we can fulfill every precise, singular, small infraction of every tutorial of Torah, action and deeds. And one thing, we must love Yah with all. We must love our neighbors as we love Yah ourselves. And in that we fulfill the whole commands of Torah. Yeah. We can elect to pick things from here and things from there to justify us in our own particular actions, but it means nothing to Yah. Nothing at all. Because when there's a great Zachava, we sense the great value of one another. Someone was praying, oh, Yah, send the rain. And for many years, when I prayed, send that. But then when I understood what the rain is, where it comes from, it is a treasure. Yeah. It is a treasure of Yah. And so I want to take advantage of his treasure trove. So send the rain, and he sent the rain last night. I want to, I know that we are on the cusp of the Mu'at. Sunday, the first day, the day after the Shabbat, we celebrate Shavuot, Pentecost, or what we call the feast or the Mu'at of the first fruits, Beri. It is multiple. And so that's the Ruach of counsel in us, the 7 Ruachim, we can harvest from that. Yes. You ought to see the degree of our ignorance last year, that we have catapulted into a higher arena, Yisrael, and that we grow. Yeah. We can see, as the world would say, the leaps and the bounds of our growth. Yeah. So he says to us, through all of your toil, your labor, through all of the great barrages against you, you came out of a tremendous adversity. And I showed myself unto you. We celebrate what we call the Pesach. Yeah. The Lamb offering, YHWH. We understand the meaning of YHWH HaMashiach, the King that redeems us, that stood in the battle for us. Then, only then can we begin to appreciate the beauty of our Abba. Yeah. And so he reminds us through what we call the Mo'adim, the feast days. These are times, I don't care if it was 2 of us. Yes. We sit, we fellowship, and we enjoy the abundance of the bountifulness of Yah. To sit and to enjoy the wonderful fish. And believe me, I caught a pain right before service time. So I had to put the heat pad to that. But I'm fine, Yisrael. I'm going to be all right. You understand? And so I said to Zachin, go ahead, my friend, and you all handle things. But these things are important. The gravity of the Mu'at of Yah. Just like people look forward to their birthdays, anniversaries. I don't celebrate anniversaries. I don't celebrate birthdays. But I celebrate the Mu'adim of Yah. I don't celebrate our 40-something wedding anniversary. I don't celebrate things like that. When it comes to the Mu'adim of Yah, they should be, and it should be a celebratory time of activity, feasting and enjoying one another. And I certainly enjoy that. I do. I said to my Imam Rafia the other night, how much do we need to spend? I was spending $2,000. So she says, oh, well, I need $300. I couldn't take her out the other day, so I came, but it being his issue, I had to do that. So So I says here, an offering had come in, so I said, here is 1,000. If she spent every dime, it wouldn't have bothered me. I want it to be a time, a celebration. I want these to understand the value and the importance of this, that we emphasize it.
Yeah.
And Mother emphasized Christmas. And the pagan carnivals and festivals throughout the world and the islands and far reach places. Women get naked like dogs. They celebrate that.
Yes.
They carry all the traditions of those violent, reprehensible things. So when it comes to Yah, we must have a great night.
Yes.
Just even sitting with each other.
Hallelujah.
And enjoying the abundance of the pleasures of Yah. You know that that bread could not have come from wheat unless He caused the wheat at the beginning. And it could not have been ground, that we had beautiful biscuits and all kinds of delicious things.
Hallelujah.
And what a great blessing from last year to this year. He has blessed us even more.
Hallelujah.
And I can say throughout all the years, 23 plus years I've been His son. And the toil of labor, heat. And I can honestly say, my son, I have never complained. I have never uttered a complaint. I have never been dissatisfied at all. It has been a great pleasure to serve in the house of Yah. I want to be an a slave for Him. People are slaves for sin, and the sin wears them out. They look hideous, they look unattractive, they look ugly, because sin has its toils. You must labor intensely to satisfy sin. And so if I could give that kind of inspiration to me to serve sin, certainly, I want to read this. I want to read a few things. I know it's getting a little warm, but that's all right. We're coming to this great celebratory time. And I want to do everything outside, but they call it the rain, and you don't know. And we had gone beyond boundaries to get the things we needed, the equipment. Said to our precious friend Daniel and his family, he goes, come and play with us. We'll still play tomorrow, the weekend. And to have a great celebratory time in the truth of YHWH HaMashiach. But Yah commands us. I want to read this. Hallelujah. And then I want to go to, I'll tell you, I'll just read. You all listen, all right? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It says here in Leviticus, it says, these are the feasts of Yah. So these are His feast days.
Yes.
These are not ours. My birthday is mine. Well, there's only one day you were birthed. You can't every year be birthed of God. Well, that year you were birthed. I don't celebrate it. It's wrong. It's not pleasant unto Yah. Not at all. Because folks on their birthdays don't remember not Yah, quote, not even a God. They fulfill their lust and their sins. But these are the days of Yah. These are the mo'adim of Yah. These are the pleasures of Yah. And He says it's almost like someone prepared a meal for you to come to their home and eat with them. And Yah says, come into my beds. We're going to enjoy some of the most beautiful berry fruit that you could ever digest. The fruit of the great ruach of my beauty of fear. You're trepidate, but you know that there's comfort in my fear. You know that there is security, and we must understand those things for our own life, viability, and substance of life. If we don't, we're going to become very disenchanted. We're going to become people that have no desire and the delight of Yah. I don't want to live that way. I'd rather die. I'd rather die. I'd rather die than to live any other way in this life. I don't want money. He lets me know these are mine. That's special.
Hallelujah.
That's your issue. Those are your babies. I said to my friend, those are your children. But I'm the grandpa down there. Don't forget.
Hallelujah.
I said that to him. I'm the grandpa down there, so don't forget that, okay? Just don't ever forget that. Well, what does that mean? Well, if I say that, give him that lollipop, just give it to him. Don't question me on that. You understand? All right, we got that settled, okay?
Hallelujah.
But these are, that is so important that we understand this is the preparation of his time. These are not our days. These are not for our foolishness.
Yes.
These are Yah's Mo'adim. And they're beautiful. These are the feasts of Maria. They are Chador, set apart, they're private, and only at a luncheon like people are invited.
Yeah.
He doesn't let everybody come in. Now, look and found those there in the gathering of Yah. Their garments were different. They have on the right kinds of garments that were appropriate. So who is the stranger? So we must have on one garment. That is the garment of Sarikha. It is the Kaliya. It is the dressing of one's liba, one's mind, one's heart. And it must be pure. Sincerity.
Yes.
And not a lot of people that like it. But that's all right. That's all right. These are Yah's times of gathering. He tells us a time. He tells us the season of the time when we should come for this gathering. We're in that season of time, Israel. And what great delight to sit and eat the Caribbean snapper. Wonderful things my Isho said. Don't forget you cooked all day. Wow. The pain tells me that you're mine, and I know Yah's greater than that pain, Israel. So I want to remind us that these are Yah's Mo'adim. These are not mine. This is not something I instituted or I can calculate upon my own expertise because I don't have that. He gives us a mandate. He gives us the roadmap. He shows us how to do it. It's a time to come together. It is an examination of one another. Make sure that we're doing right.
Hallelujah.
You don't know, they will say, honey, you need to get that thing on you right. That ain't fitting you right. Get that skirt on you. Come here, baby. I seen that as a young lad. I seen that as a child. Girl, get that thing all right. Come on. Oh, you look so much better. Honey, who put that on you? So we come together to make sure that the garments are right.
Yeah.
Make sure we're dressed right. Yeah. And then we get a little ginger ale too. How about that?
Hallelujah.
And the children are happy because they're sweeties and toffees. Yeah. Some of them don't do all right.
Hallelujah.
It should be a time of great excitement.
Yeah.
We should look forward from one more out to the next. I do. This will be over Sunday evening, but I'll look forward. I will look forward to the next Mo'ad. I'm already planning for our great Shavuot to make it pleasant for Yah's people.
Yeah.
That they understand the importance of these things, all right? I want to read here quickly in the Acts of the Shalichiach, or the Shalishim, the apostles. It says this here. And when the day of Pentecost, it had fully come. It had fully moved. It had entered in. It was at its climax. When it had fully come, it said they were all with one accord in one place. There is nothing like Ichad. We are one in Charuach. We are Ikat. We are one. But a man takes about a wife, they're no more twain. They're one. one. They had one purpose to be there. To enjoy the riches of YHWH. And that's the only purpose. To enjoy the fullness of Yah's blessings.
Yes.
To be comprehensive of the riches of Yah. Yeah, we breathed. The little child said to me, Papi, are you big as Yah? I said, I tell you what. She wanted to know how big he was. I said, well, look at this guy. That's him. Can you see the air? That's him. He's here. He is everything. And he has his hand in everything.
Hallelujah.
That's his beauty.
Hallelujah.
You see his bigness, his largeness of life. In the air you breathe and the function of our lungs and our hearts and our minds. What a great blessing.
Hallelujah.
You could quantify him. You couldn't tell me how tall he was. I said, just look up to the heavens and see how tall the sky is. And I said to the child, look at the clouds. That's him. That's how big he is.
Hallelujah.
So if you can understand the clouds, you'll understand how large he is. So when that day had fully come, it says they were in one accord, in one place. One accord is what it says. And in one place, same place. Suddenly there came a sound from the Shema and the heavens, as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled the bed where they were sitting. And that is the excitement of this time. As the Ruach, or the winds of Yah, because Yah is Ruach. It should fill our hearts with a delight of kindness and gentleness. These are peri, or the fruit of Ruach. These are the fruit of the Spirit of Yah.
Yes.
So our hearts will be filled with that kind of thing. Love and kindness and care. That's what it should be filled with. Yisrael. And so they had one accord. And they were sitting there, waiting for God to promise. Waiting for the word to be fulfilled. Waiting for the Davari, the promises of Yah, that were spoken by the Navi'im, all the prophets, that it should have delight in them, and they shall share in that delightsome time that will come. There is nothing more beautiful than the one accord, and we're in one body, and that body is YHWH HaMashiach. Not your violent, corrupt, religious, wicked body of a God, because he is a dog, he's a liar, and Yah's not compared to Hashatan.
No.
If this what I'm saying is hidden from you, it's because the God of this world has blinded your eyes. Unless we know that Yah is not a God.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
He doesn't condescend to that level, to the level of a dog. He's the Most High. He is great. And he is mightier that he calls the meetings. These are his great days.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to rejoice in them.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to be exceedingly glad for what he has done. For me, exceedingly glad.
Hallelujah.
He said, there appeared unto them this cloven-like tongue, this lotion. It was like ish, or ish. It was like a fire. Now that's, they were said in my days, that was bad to the bone. A tongue that appears like fire, a devouring, a consuming, and that's what truth does. And that's why the Mo'adim is a time of always examination and purging. We began with Pesach. We come to this time, we should have brought forth abundance of fruit. You should have been kinder than you have been and that you were last year. You should have been more gentle. I learned something early in life, my friend. The man said to me, he said, you know, I want to be more kinder to you than you are to me. I said, I'll take that wisdom. And I've never denounced that.
Hallelujah.
He wasn't as kind to me as I was to him. One story, and I want to finish this. But it was no one but my YHWH and I. We gave thousands upon thousands and thousands of dollars to his work. One day he wanted to give me a gift. He signed a check and gave it to me. I had forgotten what he said. I want to be more kinder to you than you are to me. He gave me the check and he even began with numbers. You can write it for. He said it makes no difference. If you want to write it for 10, 15,000, don't tell me. When I get the check, I will deduct that from the account. And I remember what he taught to me. I want to be more kinder to you than you are to me. And to know that he was that kind to me, that he trusted me with a trust, that he gave me the right, you write it. I wrote out a check for $325. And he rounded at me when I said, why did you write that? I reminded him, you said you were to be kind to me. And you showed me great kindness. Why would I take advantage of that kindness? Why would I try to abuse it? Knowing your kindness that you trust me like this, I want to show you my kindness toward you is equal to your kindness toward me. But at the end, son, he came against me. See, my kindness toward him, I've been back to see him twice. The last time, he didn't want to see me. So he taught me something that was valuable. These are the times of Yah that he's showing us he's more kinder to us. And when you're kind to each other, it's going to produce a tremendous amount of peri. This is called the Feast of Fruits. Plural, peri, abundance, much, fruit, faith, love, gentleness, tenderheartedness. These are the peri, the fruit we must bear. They all come together in one place for the call. Enjoy fruit of Yah. It says, and this tongue appeared unto all of them, is set upon them, each of them. They were all filled with Haruach HaKodesh. And they began to speak with languages or other tongues, as the Ruach gave them utterance. And there were dwellers in Yerushalayim, in Yehudim at that time. There were men that were dedicated and devout men. They were from every nation under the heavens. You'll hear that, Hebrew Israelites. They came from every all existent nation, Goyim, every nation under the Shemesh. Yes. Came from every nation. Every nation, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Every nation. Look how Yah identifies them. He said they were all of the tribe of Yehudah, Benjamin. This is what he said. He says this. They were devout men. They all began to marvel at this great activity. One says, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, and not all these that speak, they speak with the tongue of the Galatians, the language of their tongue, or their, the way they speak is foreign. You can tell there's a different phonetics. The accent is different. They know. It says, now we hear every man, these men, they don't know my language. We hear every man. We hear every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born. Were these Israelites should they want. But the Torah says there were men that were Parthians. There were men that were Medes. There were men that were Elamites and dwellers of Mesopotamia and Yehudia and Cappadocia and Pontus, Asia. He said there were men of Phrygia, there were men of Pamphylia, in Mitzrayim, in Egypt. You tell me this is the makeup of the house of Israel? Sure it is.
Yeah.
They came from every nation under the sun.
Yes.
They came from every nation. They were there for what? To throw a party. They were there for the outpouring, for the beauty and the expression of Yah in the most profound, beautiful way that could be expressed like no other way. Not only that, there were men that were from parts of Libya, women of Syria. And not only that, listen now, it says this. There were those that the Torah called Gir. There were strangers. You know, so look like a Hebrew. Well, is the Israelite? The strangers. The strangers. They didn't have the same look. They didn't have the same physicality. They looked a little different. He said there were strangers there. Of Rome, there were those that were Yehudim. There were even their proselytes. There were Creeds. There were Arabians. They all were there. And one of the most profound things they said, we do all hear them speak in our language. Not no shiba ba ba pala bu ba. We hear them speak in our tongue, in our loshua. The language is clear. We hear them speak in our own tongues the wonderful works. I saw what Yah has fashioned, the works of Yah.
Hallelujah.
And it says, and they were all amazed. They were all amazed. And they were all amazed. Were in doubt. Said one to another, we knew that there would be something special. But what is this all about? It was the testimony, Yeshua, HaMashiach. It was the power of that rock. And he shall come. He won't testify for himself. He's going to testify the voice.
Yes.
Yeshua HaMashiach. They say, what is this? They only knew it a little part. They didn't know the fullness, like we only know in part.
Yes.
Then when we see him, when he comes to that great visibility in our lives, we'll know all things as he has revealed unto us.
Hallelujah.
So they say, what is this? I don't see no reason for this. You celebrate everything else. You celebrate everything else.
Yes.
Hallelujah. And it says this. They began to speak that. Some believe that it was some kind of infatuation or the drunkenness of those men. There was one thing to the Yah for men of Yah.
Yeah.
That is strong,
Hallelujah.
resilient,
Yeah.
honest. The testimony of their
Yeah.
lives
Yeah.
is what speaks.
Yeah.
You can talk words all you want. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact of life. To the Yah for Kephah,
Hallelujah.
extol them mightily. He says to them, it shall come to pass. In the last days, saith Yah, not me. I will pour out my ruach upon all bazar, upon all flesh. Your sons and daughters, they're going to Nabal, they're going to prophesy. And your young men shall see vision, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaid, I will pour out in those days my ruach. They're going to Nabal. They're going to speak about the ruach, that witness of what is written in the book. There's no prophecy that Yah told you you're going to get a house or a Cadillac. It's a lie. Everything that the Ruach testify of, it's in the book.
Yeah.
It's in the book. It was there before that violent evil tongue got a hold of you. He tells us what he's going to do. He's going to work wonderful miracles in the kingdom of the heavens for us. Hallelujah. He gives us this, and I'm going to stop here. Him, YHWH being delivered by those that were determined. That's the way we are. We're determined to hold on to lies, falsehoods, misguided things that are so evil and so rotten. And our minds are determined for me to despise you for what? And they were all by the determined counsel and the foreknowledge of God. He had taken by wicked hands. By hands they are risha. They were meant to sin. You have carved them. You have formed them to perform lives of sin and every kind of wickedness. You have impelled. You have killed him. That's why, listen, when the testimony YHWH is not more lively today, in this season than it was last year this time, you know that you have impelled him afresh.
Yes.
He means nothing to you. His testimony has no value. That's why you kill off a little bit at a time. So we come to this time, we have nothing to offer. Whether to Lord's, we have nothing. We offer our mind and our heart. That's what is the lecture of the bread. So we offer. We offer that in singing, songs of dancing, rejoicing, and total hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And we're determined we're not doing that. Nobody going to tell me. And that's the way we eat. How about that? Y'all raise him up. And I bless y'all for this. He loosed the pains of death. I tell you all other night, I put together a profound teaching. I'll teach you beginning next Wednesday, next 2 Wednesdays. The pain I had other night, I don't want to have that pain with death come. Just move me on out of here softly and easily. Because I was in pain to the region. They were violent. And believe me, as Granny would say, I heard it. I heard it. And that's what the pains were. But yet through all of that, y'all gave me his confidence. And his great deliverance. That's what he gave me. And that's right. Whom y'all raised up and having loosed the pains of death. Why? Because it is not possible that death shall hold him. I'm the body of YHWH. With the body, death cannot hold us.
Hallelujah.
So I don't fear what death can do or their fears will. That's for another story of teaching. But that way speaking concerning him, I foresaw YHWH always before my face. For he is on my right hand, that I should not be moved. That's what must be our right's motivation. YHWH HaMashiach. And there is nothing that will come that will move us. And so we come to times like this that are so expressive, and we rejoice in it. I'm thinking about all, as the old folks who say, all the stuff that y'all has done for me. And I just shout hallelujah. So that's what the world inspires everyone. But December the 25th, alive.
Yes.
These men never die.
True.
So we have to spend 2,000 for us as a nation to enjoy wonderful delicacies and the beauty of the cooking and cakes and pies. You that had a cookie, I know you enjoyed it. Ema says we need butter, and we just more butter. We use it all, but that's all right. But she said what we use it for, but that's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, yeah. It's all right with me. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the value of Israel? As you gave everything for one. How do I know it's one? Because all that you are dedicated unto him. He said, I've lost none except the one you call the son of perdition. You have the seal on him. I've lost not ecod. One accord, one place. He did it all just for one.
Hallelujah.
I'm the one. You say, preacher, I am the one. I won't fight with you. He did it all for one. For one. For one. He didn't lose one. He didn't exactly lose 10. He did it all for one. And so he invites us. It's events of celebration, fellowship, and a wonderful time.
Yeah.
We may enjoy the abundance of the blessings. We can sit and eat, and I was excited this week, enjoying the wonderful food of the garden. I was working with my precious son. His son, he says to me, Papi, he says, you want me to put everything down for you on the ground and just put them all? I said, son, well, the whole purpose is that I don't have to bend down. Bending down gives me pain. He's okay. But he said something. He said, Papa, you know what? It's so wonderful. We can grow our own food. I said, you're right, son. So I'm going to teach everything I know that you can do this and grow and enjoy the abundance of God's blessing. Although there may be toils and pain. And after we did that, I was in severe pains that night. I was in such pains. I was ready to check out. That's right. I heard my friend when he came in, I was awake. I couldn't sleep. I was in too much pain. So he asked me, just do something. Please. And all I can do is feel the throbbing and the agony. And it's all right. It's all right. He brought me through. Hey, he brought me through. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah. It's all right. He brought me through. So that's all that matters. And she reminded me, sit down. You do too much. I don't do enough. Getting late in the evening and the sun has gone down. There's no light of YHWH. So he gives us a shining light to remind us, celebrate my time. Teach your babies to celebrate. You dance and rejoice. That's why I want to have it outside so we can just rejoice. I didn't want to take a chance it may rain. We have purchased beautiful equipment so we can do it outside. Beautiful microphones, and we spent a huge sum of money on that. For us, it is a huge sum because we have limited finances. Because I want it to be a celebratory time. That's all right. There's one that's coming that's bigger. We'll be able to do it then. So let us just rejoice. I wanted to say something before Shabbat's begun. As we come, that most beautiful time. And I love the Shabbats. Enjoy the Shabbatot of Yahweh. The rest, the comfort. Enjoy the body of YHWH. Those that he has from every degree of ignorance. And I'm at the lowest degree. He has brought us all together. A caught one in that only body, whereby sin, violence of sin cannot overthrow. Not at all. And the beauty about itself. I'm not a burden to you because of your love will not allow it to be a burden. And my love for you will not allow it, regardless of the trial, be a burden at all. And so Yisrael is not a burden upon each other. It's love that is spread abroad in us. That is a pleasure to serve you.
Yes.
And I know it's a pleasure to serve you. And I know it's a pleasure for you to serve me.
Yes.
So I want my pleasure to be equal to your pleasure. And I want to serve you with the same degree of honor, love, and faithfulness. And that's the fact. We're one body.
True.
We eat cock. We are one body. One, not two. So every part is the same. Whether you rather, would you rather lose the thumb or the big toe? I tell you that big toe, little toe, you need them things for balance, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, everybody can see that, but they won't see the toe. But if I had to, neither one. Because that old hand, you lose that, you need that thing. So every part is important. Every piece is important. And that's why you refine every piece of the Bible. Toenails are too long, I clip them all. Got hair growing in my nose that's bothering me, I clip it out. Just that one little hair, isn't it? It's not all of them, just one. You pull it, you can't get it out. You press it down, it's still there. You do everything you pull it, it's still messing with you. Until you go and see the reflection, there it is. You make sure you cut it off and cut it down. Won't be long there's another, his friend rises out. Bless you all, Yisrael. Be encouraged. Be encouraged for one another, and let's just rejoice. Enjoy the blessings. Yeah, I just want to say that before the Shabbat began. May the riches of YHWH how we should rest upon this nation in the fullness of the blessings of His riches. And there's only one riches of God's blessing, that is truth.
Hallelujah.
Nothing but So let's eat some cookies and have a great time. Bless you all. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Y'all want to dance? Get your temper. Let's sing one day. Come on, little ones. I'll dance with you. Like them cookies. What is that? When they go like this. eternal time zone. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's all. Oh, yeah.
Shalom, Mark Elson.